Starting tonight for the Lobos at guard number 2, 6-foot junior David Rivera. At guard number 10, 6-foot junior Gunnar Winnie. At forward number 23, 6-foot junior Christian Cerna. At forward number 11, 6-foot senior Isaac Rivas. Guard number 21, 6-foot senior RJ Luna.
Well, hello everybody, and welcome to the Panthers Den here in Liberty Hill, Texas. We are getting the starting lineup for the Lehman Lobos, and we will touch on that in just a second. But first, for the Panthers, expected to be that typical starting five, all seniors. Justin Wukash, number 3, senior starting guard, another starting guard at senior, Markel Timmons, co-captain. The other captain, Jackson Scott, 6'6", post player, another senior. The other guard, the senior Christian Faulkner, of course. The only member of this Panthers squad to have playoff experience. That could come in key tonight. Another senior, Eric Richardson, the big fella at 6'7". Capping off the starting five for head coach Blake Boren for the Lehman Lobos. Starting five, David Rivera, Gunnar Wieniecki, Isaac Rivas, RJ Luna, and Christian Cerna. Those are your first five for the Lobos. Thanks for joining us this evening. My name is Adam Mueller. Here on Vype Live, we're ready for a good one. Got a pretty big crowd. We had the middle school teams introduced to the crowd. We had the middle school choir sing the national anthem. Very impressive rendition of the Star Spangled Banner from the Liberty Hill Middle School choir. So good. But we are ready for some basketball here. Richardson and Rivas in the middle. Wieniecki will get there. And the Lobos will start with the ball. Panthers right into that press. And turn the ball over right away here. Markel Timmons wants to run. Faulkner lost it, but gave to Timmons, who resets the offense. Richardson at the top. Got it to Wukash. Back to Eric. Now Scott with the dribble drive. Had to turn full 180 there just to get it back out to the big fella. Markel will drive with a little floater. Couldn't get it to go. Rebound to Rivera. Rivas now to Cerna in the corner. And the Lobos will start the scoring. It's Christian Cerna, number 23, in the middle, finishing the job. Richardson's going to spin on the smaller post player. Got tons of contact down here. I think the foul's going to be called on Rivas on the rebound. Yes, it is. Panthers usually have the size advantage, especially what we've seen in district play. Wukash finds Richardson. Jackson Scott all alone. Beautiful play. And the senior finishes the job right into that press. Of course, the Lobos have seen this already once this weekend. Markel Timmons with the quick hands. Wukash and Jackson Scott throws it down. The two-handed jam. Almost thought he took an extra step there, but no call from the official. Wieniecki, Rivas to Luna with the left hand. Found himself trapped in the corner. Timmons got a piece, and Wukash couldn't quite track it down. So haven't quite gotten past the 6-minute mark in the first quarter. We've already had a dunk here from the Panthers, and the turnover. Timmons on the run, was looking for Faulkner, threw it behind him. Back into the press. Panthers, of course, want to give maximum effort here. against a team maybe that's at the bottom of the district but can still provide some problems. Wieniecki's got the ball in the corner after the drive from Rivera. Cerna and Rivas down low. Rivas was definitely the primary scorer for the Lobos in the first meeting between these two teams. Timmons on the drive, kicks to the corner to Wukash. Scott Faulkner found Markel down low. Nice pivot. Couldn't get it to go. Richardson had good position. Couldn't get two hands on it, though. And long pass deflected by Scott. And Panthers will retain possession. Markel Timmons wants to go fast. Wukash slows it down. Man-to-man for the Lobos here. Scott gives to Richardson at the top. Faulkner pressured there by Andres Rodriguez, who's checked into the game. Justin Wukash on the dribble drive off the window. No good. Wieniecki's pass deflected by Jackson Scott, who's playing at the top of that zone press. Of course, we're familiar with that. Over here to the left, you'll see Colin Schultz, Jacob McLeod, and Cole Borden checking in. Timmons and Scott, two captains, stay in the game. Wieniecki pressured by McLeod. Junior versus sophomore there. Rodriguez, Rivas picked up his dribble, found himself in some trouble. Cole Borden, strong steal, got fouled. Couple of team fouls early on, 4.5 left in the first quarter. Panthers going for 12 straight wins as Rivas comes out and Josh Pruneda checks in. Winning feeling is a familiar feeling for the Panthers this year. Gutsy performance on Friday against Glenn to stay tied for top of the district. Borden, Jackson Scott open for Schultz, who is trying to find a window. Colin Schultz, we know he has great footwork, and he makes it work. So good from Colin Schultz. And the soft touch to cap it off. 6-2 early lead halfway through this first quarter. Wieniecki right in front of us. Sort of faded away. Schultz got a tip. Timmons got a tip. Got plenty of Panthers down here. And Colin Schultz will lay it in. 4 for Schultz, 4 for Jackson Scott. Rodriguez almost stepped across there. In some trouble. And the Lobos reset. Panthers back into that 2-3. This is Luna at the top, gets to Rodriguez. Now Rivera looks for a little guard-to-guard screen from Wieniecki. Luna in the corner. Cole Borden all over him, defensive specialist, of course. Wieniecki saw Rivera on a good back cut. Good idea, couldn't get it to go. DJ Seaborn in for Timmons and Christian Faulkner in for Jackson Scott. Speaking of those seniors, well, looks like we've got a timeout on the floor, so we'll step away here. 3:08 to go in the first quarter. Panthers with the early lead. This is Liberty Hill Basketball on Vype Live.
Thank you to one of our buzzer beater sponsors, The Standard on Vaughn, a beautiful restaurant located in the heart of Bertram, Texas, featuring a full mixology bar and menu offerings including hand select and house cut steaks. They also offer private parties and event space. The Standard on Vaughn is the place to be. Open Wednesday through Sunday. Free live music every weekend. The Standard on Vaughn, 145 East Vaughn Street, Bertram, Texas. TheStandardOnVaughn.com.
Right back into it here at the Panthers' den. DJ Seaborn playing that point guard position. Out there with Faulkner, Borden, McLeod, and Schultz. DJ's got some work to do here on the inbound. Maybe an opportunity tonight for this sort of second group for the Panthers to get a little bit more time on the floor. Christian Faulkner was tripped by David Rivera. Seaborn to Schultz coming across top of the key. Cerna all over him. Seaborn passed it early, sort of trying to anticipate Schultz coming around the screen, and Cole Borden got a little too handsy there. Lobos will have the ball right directly across from us. RJ Luna, sort of a flex post guard kind of player. Here at the top, covered by Seaborn. Andres Rodriguez getting some early minutes. Head coach Equus Darby for the Lobos calling out the play. Cash Allen, number 13, right in front of us. And Rodriguez thought he was fouled. Seemed to throw it off the side of the backboard. It'll stay on this end. 1:50 to go in quarter number one. Luna back to the top to Wieniecki. Lobos being real patient on offense. Got to appreciate that. And right as I say that, well, commentators curse. Wieniecki trying to set up the offense and threw it straight out of bounds. So Panthers reassess, and it's the junior dual sport star, DJ Seaborn, to the sophomore star, Jacob McLeod, who lays it in, sends the Panthers to double digits here. Jacob McLeod doing it on the defensive end, too, and Cole Borden. Good to see Cole get on the scorecard tonight, laying it in. Lead extended to 10. McLeod again got the hand in there, knocked it off the knee of Rivera, and Jacob's gonna get his second bucket in just a couple of seconds. Press really working for this second group for the Panthers. That's where you want to trap. Kind of a blind pass to Cerna. Schultz trying not to foul. Lobos do get their second bucket of the game, 14-4. Christian Faulkner wants to pull it from three. He left it a little short. Colin Schultz the board and clean off the glass. Schultz leading the Panthers with 6 now. Just a few seconds left to go. 5 for the Lobos. Rodriguez is going to have to shoot. 2 seconds. 1. Luna gets a good look from the corner. Comes off the side of the backboard. So that'll do it for quarter number one. A nice end to the quarter as the Panthers press hard, get some steals leading to easy buckets. We head to the second. Panthers 16, Lobos 4.
Thank you to one of our buzzer beater sponsors, Globe Theater in Bertram, Texas, a hometown hideaway established in 1935, blends modern conveniences with historic Art Deco architecture. The Globe Theater now features live music, classic movies, and special events. Come out for the day, the night, or the weekend. This is a must-see destination in the Hill Country. Globe Theater, 132 West Vaughn Street, Bertram, Texas. Online at globetheatertx.com.
After a quarter of work, the Panthers with the 12-point lead, 16-4. We head to the second. Justin Wukash, dribble drive, jump shot, couldn't get it to go. Starting lineup back in there for the Panthers. Wukash, Scott, Timmons, and Faulkner out there. Jackson Scott was pushed from behind, threw it down anyway. Oh, sometimes that's a safety issue when you push a guy from behind on that dribble drive. Eric Richardson able to track down the loose ball, and Markel Timmons will now slow it down. Wukash, Scott, is looking for Richardson. Good idea. Couldn't execute. Luna to Wiecki, no good off the glass. Strong hands from Wukash as we go back and forth here. Jackson Scott, couple of dunks already in this game. Add the little layup. Scott leading the Panthers with 8 now. Love to see that offensive aggression from Scott. How about a little defensive aggression? Stealing it and laying the ball in, but he was fouled. Over here to our right. That first meeting between these two games, we saw we saw great offense from the Panthers, but I think Coach Bourne would probably want the defense to improve in that 78-50 victory. Scott knocks down the first free throw down there in Kyle. That was earlier in January, first weekend of January, I believe that was. Defense has been good since, especially down the basket. Of course, the one thing that has troubled the Panthers at times is the three-point shooting, but some good adjustments recently, and part of the reason why this team at the top of the district. Another turnover for the Lobos. Timmons will push, jump shot, nice. Markel Timmons, it's a dying art, the art of the mid-range jump shot. And Markel does it really well, especially in transition. As those defenders backpedal, they're not ready for it. Rivas has it at the free throw line, gives it to Rodriguez. When Wiecki thought about shooting, had his pass deflected. Rodriguez back into the picture. When Wiecki uses the Rivas screen, the floater off the glass, no good. Good box out from Jackson Scott. And foul called on the Lobos. Scott, not one of the primary scorers on Friday night. Didn't need to be. Markel Timmons led the team with 16. Colin Schultz had 13. Eric Richardson had 10 points and 5 rebounds. But some important buckets for Jackson late in the game. Wukash on the drive. Got it to Faulkner. Richardson swings to Timmons. Wukash is a good feed to Richardson. Got to go fast. Been in the lane for a while. Couldn't get the left-handed layup to go. Now when Wiecki wants to push going the other way, sort of got his footing mixed up, but does knock it down. Timmons with the left hand was fouled and got it to go anyway. Again, such a nice asset to have in your pocket is that little mid-range jump shot. You don't always have to go all the way to the glass, especially when help defense is making it more difficult. Just stopping in that sort of weak spot between your man and the helper can be so effective. Luna hits the 3 ball and make it 26-9. Some noise now from the Lobos bench. Faulkner trying to get involved with the dribble drive. Timmons with the right hand. Good feed to Scott. Captain to captain. And Coach Bourne's going to get a timeout here. Will stay, I think, right here. It's a little 30-second timeout. And at 28-9, we will stick around, stay with you. First time, of course, this year where Panthers will spend the entire week in the friendly confines of the Panthers Den. Of course, at home tonight in front of a good crowd. As I said, got a good atmosphere going. It is Chunk a Duck night tonight at halftime. I will, of course, keep the video on and focused on whatever Chunk a Duck is. I think there's going to be some ducks thrown on the court. Look forward to that, but we're back into the basketball. Rodriguez double teamed. Colin Schultz out there with DJ Seaburn, Cole Borden, Jacob McLeod, and Eric Richardson. Luna to Rivas, who really hasn't gotten too involved yet. Good defense from Richardson on the low block. Wieniecki to Rodriguez. Good jump stop from the guard. Luna thought about the three and got it to Rodriguez again. Lobos reset. Now Rivas again on the low block. It's such good defense by Eric Richardson. Unfortunately got the ball poked out. Rivera gets it. Body's on the floor now, and Cole Borden will get it back and be called for a travel as he's pressured by Rivera. Been really impressed by Eric Richardson as this season has gone on. He's really gotten good at staying straight up and down, not getting in foul trouble recently. And oftentimes that can actually distract the shooter more than you think, because it's almost like these offensive players are expecting possession, and oh, that's a tough call for the Lobos. Didn't know if that was a deflection or if they really had regained possession, but we'll go to the Panthers right down here to the right here. Jacob McLeod cross half court. Nice back cut. Richardson to Schultz, who finishes. And the Panthers hit the 30 mark. Rodriguez, Rivas on the floor. Bodies flying around. Now Seaborn will push. DJ, it was a good idea to Schultz. I guess it deflected off a Lobos player. Panthers in the home white jerseys with the purple letters and numbers and the gold trim. Lobos in that dark blue with the silver numbers, silver letters, encased in sort of a black lettering. Good vision from Richardson. Find McLeod. He had to come down to get it. Sometimes tough for shooters to reach down and then get into their shot. Rivas again, uses his body, tries to get up in Richardson's face. Can't finish. Seaborn's got some room here. He'll fire from three off the mark. McLeod in the corner does get to it. Seaborn, Schultz, Richardson, Borden eyes up, found McLeod, some room for Jacob, looks down low. Seaborn maybe just forcing it a little bit too much there to Luna as Jonathan Juarez comes in for the first time. Some subs for the Panthers as well. Good to see Derek Hall and Drake Carsno in the game for the first time. Borden and Seaborn stay out there. Jackson Scott also into the game. Here's Hall. And this is Carsno. I think Drake's been dealing with a little bit of an injury, but it's good to see him back. Seaborn takes it all the way in and is fouled, and the ball actually rolled through the open door in that corner. Gonna have to go retrieve that. Seaborn, Scott, shoved, bucket, And the foul. Jackson Scott with 14 first half points. 2 fouls on Christian Cerna. 1:49 to go in this first half. Little shooter's touch. Make it 15 for Jackson Scott. Cole Borden now at the top of that press. And Derek Hall with some good hands. Knocks it out of the hand of Jonathan Juarez. Wieniecki kicks to Rivera in the corner, and Rivera drops the 3. Minute and a half to go. Seaborn wants to push. A little bit of room for Hall. Good back cut. Scott's got the size advantage here. Took some contact, and Cerna's going to get his 3rd foul. Is that number 4, number 5? That's number 5 on the quarter for the Lobos, so Scott will step to the free throw line. Not quite get the bounce on that one. Neither free throw drops for Jackson Scott. More focus on the defense, though. A little too much, maybe. Contact there from Derek Hall as he's called for his first foul. Colin Schultz will step in for Scott. And the Lobos will inbound across from us. Wieniecki calling the play. DJ Seaborn out on him. Juarez to Rivas. Rivas uses that body well and uses the left hand well. As you can probably hear, I'm in amongst the Lobos fans. A couple Lobos fans have made the trip all the way up tonight on this wet, cold night. Trey Carsno comes around the screen with about 40 seconds to go. Seaborn thought about the 3. The little runner. Couldn't find anything, and it'll go back to the Lobos. As I said, maybe not as cold as it's been the last week and a half or so, but wet, dreary. In Austin area this evening, but of course nice and warm in the gym tonight. Lobos break the press. Wieniecki up and under and good. Couple buckets in a row for the Lobos. 15 seconds to go. Second quarter. Carsno, good feed to Schultz. Double teamed. Thinks about it. Couldn't get it to go. Derek Hall just about gets it. Did he get that off in time? I think he did. Couldn't get it to go off the front of the rim, and that will do it for half number 1. So good to see some guys we don't usually get to see in the Panthers lineup, and leading the Lobos here at halftime 33-16. Stay tuned for this chunk of duck activity, whatever that will look like. Should be interesting. Again, your score here at halftime: Liberty Hill 33, Lehman 16.
Liberty Civil Construction is a full-service site contractor based in Leander, Texas, who specializes in residential and commercial utility work. Liberty Civil Construction builds roads, bridges, utilities, anything that is vital to civil infrastructures. Liberty Civil Construction covers a territory ranging from Temple to New Braunfels and from Manor to Marble Falls. At Liberty Civil Construction, their build is their bond. People, communities, and cities depend on the work that they do, and so do they. Because they live where they work, it's vital that they get the job done right every time. Liberty Civil Construction, 512-763-1161.
Thank you to one of our buzzer beater sponsors, The Standard on Vaughn, a beautiful restaurant located in the heart of Bertram, Texas, featuring a full mixology bar and menu offerings including hand select and house cut steaks. They also offer private parties and event space. The Standard on Vaughn is the place to be. Open Wednesday through Sunday. Free live music every weekend. The Standard on Vaughn, 145 East Vaughn Street, Bertram, Texas. TheStandardOnVaughn.com.
Thank you to one of our buzzer beater sponsors, Globe Theater in Bertram, Texas, a hometown hideaway established in 1935, blends modern conveniences with historic Art Deco architecture. The Globe Theater now features live music, classic movies, and special events. Come out for the day, the night, or the weekend. This is a must-see destination in the Hill Country. Globe Theater, 132 West Vaughn Street, Bertram, Texas. Online at globetheatertx.com. Liberty Civil Construction is a full-service site contractor based in Leander, Texas, who specializes in residential and commercial utility work. Liberty Civil Construction builds roads, bridges, utilities, anything that is vital to civil infrastructures. Liberty Civil Construction covers a territory ranging from Temple to New Braunfels and from Manor to Marble Falls. At Liberty Civil Construction, their build is their bond. People, communities, and cities depend on the work that they do, and so do they. Because they live where they work, it's vital that they get the job done right every time. Liberty Civil Construction, 512-763-1161.
Got a little ZZ Top to lead us into the second half of play here as the Panthers lead the Lehman Lobos 33-16 here at the Panthers Den. Hope you enjoyed the chunk of duck at halftime. I believe it was a $140 gift card, so a big win for whoever was able to get that duck closest to the center Panthers logo there. Just a lot of fun and just about ready for the second half. Jackson Scott leads all scores with 15 points. Colin Schultz has 8. 4 points for Jacob McLeod and Markel Timmons, and Cole Borden added 2 as well in that first half. Those are your scores for the Panthers. My name is Adam Mueller. Thanks for joining us on Vype Live this evening. In the heart of district play here, 25-5A. As I mentioned, Panthers at the top, 8-1 in district, tied with Leander, of course a team they've already beaten. Leander Lions also 8-1. That matchup between the two at Leander, and about a week and a half, looms extra large. Could be for the district title. Of course, got some games to play between game tonight and that one in a couple weeks. Gunnar Wieniecki pushing for the Panthers, knocked out of bounds. Same starting 5 for Liberty Hill: Markel Timmons, Christian Faulkner, Justin Wukash, Eric Richardson, and Jackson Scott. This is, of course, first versus last in District 25-5A. Lehman Lobos remain winless in district so far this season. Trying to set up the offense. Rouse and Glenn are the other two teams in a playoff position. Rouse at 7-2. Glenn now at 6-3. Cerna gives to Rivas. Rivas pumps and scores. Isaac Rivas finding his footing as that first half went along. Richardson backs down. Cerna, soft touch, couldn't get it to go. Found that second opportunity and was fouled. Good effort from Richardson. It is sort of a district of two halves. It would appear that the top 4 have sort of established themselves, and it'll just be a question of ordering as this season goes on. Eric Richardson gets on the score sheet with that swish on the free throw. Hayes at 4-5, Cedar Park at 2-7, Lockhart at 1-8. But that couple game gap between Hayes and Glenn, 4-5, seems insurmountable. 2 good free throws from Richardson. Now Faulkner called for a foul. Rivas has got it again down low against Richardson. Ooh, shifted the feet a lot. What do we have, a foul or, okay. Just kind of expecting a travel to be called there, but. Foul called on Timmons actually coming in from the backside. And Rivas with 5 straight. Lobos have crept up within 14 here. Timmons pushing. Finds Jackson Scott, tons of room, knocks it down. Jackson Scott. His first bucket of the second half. He's got 18. Rivas wants to keep going. Spent a lot of time in that painted area. Luna finds Wieniecki on the wing. Wieniecki wants to go baseline. Got Scott in the air. Couldn't get it to go. Richardson pulls down the rebound. Timmons off the glass and somehow made it work. Markel Timmons, now some pressure on the defensive side. Nice couple possessions there for the Panthers. Needed to sort of get the offense going in this second half. Rodriguez had his pass stolen by Timmons. Scott pivots, takes the contact, finishes, and is fouled. Jackson Scott with 20 on the night. Hasn't quite got into a rhythm with his free throws. Panthers still have the Lobos doubled up here. 42-21. Wieniecki. His pass picked by Faulkner. Now Scott maybe wanted that dunk again, but a foul and bucket is not a bad outcome. That's a benefit, right? You're 6'7" captain playing at the top of that press. Anytime you get a turnover, just give it to him. And he will lead the break. 5:30 to go, and Lobos just throw it to Timmons. Scott once more spins, glass, no good. Nearly got his own rebound. We'll come back on the press, though. Wieniecki, you want to trap right there. Rivas takes a dribble, finds Juarez. Back to Rivas. Pretty good 1-2 there from Jonathan Juarez and Isaac Rivas. Rivas listed at 6'6", so one of the few guys who can actually match up to the Panthers height-wise. Scott to Richardson. Couldn't quite make the connection, and Lobos will take over again. Borden, Schultz, and McLeod into the game. Faulkner and Scott will remain out there. Luna's pass picked off by Schultz, and Colin Schultz will throw it down. His first dunk of the game. The Panthers with 3 dunks tonight. That really tells you how much the press has been working, and RJ Luna's hit a couple of those corner threes. Panthers want to go fast. Cole Borden's got some room on the wing here. Now Jacob McLeod. Borden around the screen with the left hand. Gives to Scott here in the corner. Scott's got Schultz, mismatch on the point guard. Wieniecki turned, couldn't find anybody. Now Wieniecki pokes it out of the hands of Faulkner, who knocked it off of Wieniecki. Okay. So Panthers will retain possession. With Christian Faulkner running the offense. Halfway through this third quarter. Kind of been stop-start. McLeod finds Schultz, left hand. Drops another 2. Now McLeod reaching in just a little too much. Quarter's been a little stop-start here. Both teams have racked up a decent amount of fouls, 3 for both. Richardson for Scott, Seaborn for Faulkner. Lobos 6-20 overall, as I mentioned, winless in district so far. Cole Borden's going to be called for the kick right here, down here on the wing. The standout result for the Lobos, despite being winless, is a near upset of Hayes at home, 54-50. Just took down the Hawks. Been really impressive considering the Hawks sit at that 5 spot in district. Rivera found Rivas, who spun around and dropped a little baby hook. It's been all Isaac Rivas for the Lobos. DJ Seaborn dribbles through a few. Colin Schultz with the left. Now he'll pull up and he'll knock it down. Colin Schultz showing a little bit of range there. With the jumper, now Colin's going to be called for a little ticky-tacky foul. So Panthers getting into a little bit of foul trouble in this third quarter. 2:53 to go, 4 team foul. First on Colin, right here next to us. DJ Seaborn knocked out the sideline inbound pass. Rodriguez's pass, too hard for Juarez to handle. I think it went out of bounds, so Panthers take over. Seaborn lost it to Juarez. This is Wieniecki in the corner. Nice transition bucket for the Lobos, who are within 20. Well, maybe that was not a 3. Scoreboard showing 30. McLeod took some contact, and Rivera will be called for the foul, so both teams now with 4. I'm just going to take that down to 30 now. So must have had a foot on the line. 2:08 to go. Drake Carsno, Derek Hall check in for Jacob McLeod and Colin Schultz. Hall to Richardson. Back to Hall. Little 2-man game here. Derek Hall's got some space for 3, rimmed out. Drake Carsno with the board. Left hand, no good. But it will stay here off of Cash Allen. Inbounds pass knocked out. Of course, Panthers coached by Blake Bourne. Assistant coaches Ben Faulkner, J.C. Garcia, and Lewis Linton. Also should shout out the student assistants Adam Solis, Noah Oliveira, and Tristan Cooksey. That's the full staff for the Panthers. Over on that far side, Drake Carsno had his pass stolen by Wieniecki, sort of Euro-stepped and tried to hook it up and under. Couldn't get it to go. I believe it'll stay here, though. And Lobos will keep it. 1:42 to go. Third quarter. Four fouls on David Rivera for the Lobos. First player who's gotten into real substantial foul trouble here. There's been a lot of fouling in this third quarter. Rodriguez knocks down the 3. The Lobos have crept a little bit closer than they've been in a while here. 18-point advantage now. Seaborn all the way around. Now Derek Hall. Gosh, come on. Such a tough call. Taking the extra step just a little bit too quick with that first step, Derek Hall, but he's looking good, looking to attack the basket. Took the three-point shot earlier. Allen gets the ball to Rodriguez, almost loses it down there. Back to Allen. Almost looks man-to-man as Derek Hall and DJ Seaborn extend out to these guards at the top of the 2-3. RJ Luna trying to make some space. Rodriguez has got it again. Now with the left hand, jump stop. Actually, real nice job to find some room. Richardson couldn't handle it. Allen eventually got there. Now he'll give to Rivas, who pumps. Gets his body into Richardson. Right hand, no good. Borden and Richardson eventually will bring it down for the Panthers. 10 seconds. DJ Seaborn's got to go. Don't know if he's aware of the clock. Carsno will fire from three. Looked good, but it's off the mark, and that'll do it for the third quarter. Well, the Panthers go back and forth there, but maintain that advantage. We head to the fourth quarter. Liberty Hill 51, Lehman 33.
Thank you to one of our buzzer beater sponsors, The Standard on Vaughn, a beautiful restaurant located in the heart of Bertram, Texas, featuring a full mixology bar and menu offerings including hand select and house cut steaks. They also offer private parties and event space. The Standard on Vaughn is the place to be. Open Wednesday through Sunday. Free live music every weekend. The Standard on Vaughn, 145 East Vaughn Street, Bertram, Texas. TheStandardOnVaughn.com.
We are ready for quarter number 4 here at the Panthers Den. Thanks for joining us tonight on Vype Live. My name is Adam Mueller. Good to be with you all year, and I guess the Panthers came in a little too early. Did we have a timeout? I think we had a timeout to start the quarter, so I will just go ahead and step away here, as we haven't quite started that 8 minutes. But we will head to the fourth quarter in just a second. Panthers 51, Lobos 33.
Liberty Civil Construction is a full-service site contractor based in Leander, Texas, who specializes in residential and commercial utility work. Liberty Civil Construction builds roads, bridges, utilities, anything that is vital to civil infrastructures. Liberty Civil Construction covers a territory ranging from Temple to New Braunfels and from Manor to Marble Falls. At Liberty Civil Construction, their build is their bond. People, communities, and cities depend on the work that they do, and so do they. Because they live where they work, it's vital that they get the job done right every time. Liberty Civil Construction, 512-763-1161.
Interesting. Don't think I've seen that in a long time, where actually coming out of the quarter break, the head coach for the Lobos, Equus Darby, says, you know what, I actually want to spend a timeout and just take an extra minute with my team. Maybe draw up something on offense, maybe draw up something on defense. Starting 5 for the Panthers in there. Faulkner, Timmons, Scott with the ball now, Richardson and Schultz. Actually not the starting 5. Schultz in there instead of Justin Wukash. Christian Faulkner with the 3 ball, can't get it to drop, and comes off the stanchion above the basket, out of bounds. Lobos will get the ball. Now Faulkner doing it on the defensive end. Jackson Scott up and under, right hand, makes it look easy. Jackson Scott all over the scoreboard tonight. 25 as I was just counting it up for Jackson Scott. Eric Richardson with the steal now. Colin Schultz, the 3 ball. Markel Timmons jumped over Luna, and Jackson Scott filling it up, 27. Nearly half of the points for the Panthers. And Yeki right here in front of us, and head coach Darby calls the timeout. So we will step away with 6:33 in the fourth quarter. Liberty Hill 55, Lehman 33.
Thank you to one of our buzzer beater sponsors, Globe Theater in Bertram, Texas, a hometown hideaway established in 1935, blends modern conveniences with historic Art Deco architecture. The Globe Theater now features live music, classic movies, and special events. Come out for the day, the night, or the weekend. This is a must-see destination in the Hill Country. Globe Theater, 132 West Vaughn Street, Bertram, Texas. Online at globetheatertx.com.
Head coach Equus Darby for the Lobos. Again, using a timeout here in the fourth. Might as well use them. Trying to give his team some extra instruction. To the end, use this as a learning moment. Of course, you've heard from our sponsors all evening. Thank you to them. Of course, thank you to the Liberty Hill Running Panthers Booster Club for your support. As the Panthers continue this great season. Trapped in the corner. This one will be over and back. And talked about the improved defense for the Panthers. We've seen it tonight. Steal after steal, often leading to easy buckets. Colin Schultz wants to attack off the window. Nice from Schultz. Colin's got 16. So we've got Jackson Scott with 27, Colin Schultz with 16. Doing a lot of the heavy lifting scoring-wise. Isaac Rivas doing the heavy lifting scoring-wise for the Lobos. Keeping them within 20. Richardson tried to find Scott. Timmons wants to get involved. There's that jump shot. Markel's done that really well. He's got 8. Seems like it's all been on those mid-range jumpers. Kind of a good thing to work on. Ball somehow gets to Cerna, who's going to drive, and we're going to have a foul called. 24-5 overall, the Panthers. Largest tally of wins for Coach Bourne in his head coaching career so far. 8-1 in district, like we mentioned. A little pass from Cerna to Rivas, who's fouled and won. Wow. Isaac Rivas just carrying this Lobos team in this second half. Keeping it, somewhat competitive, really. Lead down to 17 now. Under 5 minutes here in the final quarter. Jackson Scott wants to keep going. 29 for Scott. Juarez, Wieniecki, covered by Timmons. Nice pass there down low to Cerna. Stolen by Timmons. Markel wants to go. A little floater there. No good. It's the benefit of the jump stop on something like that where you're coming down the floor. Schultz right here in front of us, 3D view. Who's the foul on? Foul is on the Panthers. Halfway through this fourth quarter, Rivas had it popped out of his hands. DJ Seaborn out there now with Schultz, McLeod, Scott, and Borden. Nice pass from McLeod to Scott, who's got 31. Again, nearly half of the points for the Panthers. 3:41 to go. We will stay right here and look at the upcoming for Liberty Hill. As I said, we're here in the Panthers Den all week. On Friday, Hayes comes into town, the Hayes Hawks. Of course, that was a good battle between those two games down in Buda. And they faced off earlier this month. And then a week from now, we'll be at Cedar Park. That's next Tuesday, February 4th, already February. Or maybe finally February for some folks. 2025 flying by. Now the timeout, 3.5 to go. Wieniecki's fouled by McLeod. Boy, Panthers fouling a lot here in this fourth quarter. That's 4 team fouls. Lobos have none. Rivas, Wieniecki. Cole Borden got a piece. Knocked it out. Wieniecki found Rivas. Great pass, and a combination of Borden and Derek Hall sent that the other way. I call that a clean block from Derek Hall. Provided some quality minutes for the Panthers tonight. RJ Luna catches right here on the wing. Gives back to Wieniecki, who will try and set up the offense. Rivera, Wieniecki, Luna. He gives to Luna again. Loba's been really patient tonight, and Luna finds the glass, finds the layup, 63-40. 2.5 left. Cole Borden out here on the wing. Jacob McLeod will catch at the top of the key. Seaborn tried to find Schultz. Stolen. Rivera wants to push. Rivas on the breakout. Seaborn all the way coast to coast. Schultz does get there, uses his body, finds Derek Hall up and under, is fouled. Just wondering if I had my scoring right here on my sheet. Again, I believe that's 31 for Jackson Scott. 16 for Colin Schultz. There's free throw knocked down by Derek Hall. Good to see Derek get out there on the score sheet. 8 for Markel Timmons. 4 for Jacob McLeod. 2 for Derek Hall. Two for Cole Borden and 2 for Eric Richardson. Drake Carsno in there, Justin Wukash as well. Yeki Rivera, just about a minute and a half to go. Luna's been good, both from beyond the arc and on the dribble drive. Rivera in a little bit of foul trouble here, loses the ball to Borden, who gives to Seaborn. Borden on the wing, had it stolen by Rivera. Richardson trying to get back. Now Cerna will lay it in. Under a minute now. Seaborn Wukash fires from three. Couldn't get it to go. Cerna dribbles, swatted away by Richardson, who should get this back, sure does. Nice sort of ghost block there by Eric Richardson. Is sort of looks like he's almost going to let the offensive player just throw up the shot, comes in with the swat, and I think DJ Seaborn might just try and dribble this one out. Justin Wukash is fouled. 5 seconds left. Okay, that tally does make sense. 65-44 will be your final as Seaborn just holds it for the last 5 seconds of the game, and that will be it from the Panthers Den on this Tuesday night. Jackson Scott with 31 to lead all scores. I think that's the highest scoring tally for a Panthers player in district this season. Colin Schultz added 16 as well, and the Panthers make it 12 straight wins. We'll see you on Friday night as the Hayes Hawks come into town. Join us for that one. My name is Adam Mueller. Thank you for joining us tonight on Vype Live. We will step away. Your final from Liberty Hill, it is the Panthers 65, Lobos 44. Thanks, everybody.